Welcome everybody to Hobbies Unlocked. Get your keys out. Welcome to Hobbies Unlocked, where we're here to find every single hobby that exists. I'm on the hunt. I'm your host, Justin Jensen, and I'm back here with another guest who dares to show me another hobby of theirs. So we're going to talk to a very funny local comedian, local sensation, maybe, local podcast hosts, potentially.
No. Yes. Yes,
so, if they let that out of the Disney vault, as they say.
It's been down there for many years.
Years. Give it up to the very, very funny Adam Vires, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hello.
Yeah, that was very natural.
Thanks, Justin.
Good thing we didn't turn those cameras on.
Yes. Perfect. We'll start this all again here.
Yeah, we'll just redo it, and we'll do it. Let's do it, but have fun.
Are you available tomorrow? Because I'm getting very nervous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to redo it.
I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tell me, have you done podcasts before? Have you been on a podcast before?
Yeah, a couple times. I had a very fledgling podcast that I self-produced back in the middle teens.
Middle ages, yeah?
Yeah, middle ages. And it was called Adam Talks Too Much, which is my Instagram handle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We did maybe 5 episodes. I think that the biggest problem for me with podcasting was not the talking part, obviously.
Yeah.
It was the editing. It was sitting in front of my laptop and trying to put together an episode. It took too much of my time, and combine that with my ADHD. It only lasted like a year or two, but I have a couple of the recordings. We just reviewed movies and stuff like that. It was like I said,
I had some attempts to I never really tried to make a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but I tried internet content and all that kind of other stuff. But it's one thing, it's hard to listen to yourself talk so much.
I actually agree. I don't know if you feel the same way. You have you have a very nice voice, a very unique voice.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I've always thought that about you. You have a really cool, I wouldn't even say objectively funny, just a really unique kind of voice.
Yeah.
When I hear myself, and even in my brain, right now, I don't sound the same to myself that I sound to you or to Denny.
Do you sound cooler in your head?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, way cooler.
No, you haven't you let your self-esteem bring even your inside head voice down.
Yeah. No, my inside voice is
dope.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, you're just like a Sean Connery kind of cool guy voice.
Definitely, the voice inside my head enjoys a martini, shaken not stirred.
Oh yes. Very good reference.
Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So today I want to be able to actually get into this hobby of yours.
Sure.
It's very. I've heard it's very unheard of.
Yes.
Very niche. I'm sorry. I should be a better host and actually tee you up a little bit better.
Okay.
But it's funnier for me.
So it's your show.
Yeah, exactly. So, so you don't have to tell me that.
Nope.
Just what are you telling me that for?
You're the one holding the card.
I am holding the card. If they see the video, I'm holding the card right now.
I apologize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
So tell me, what kind of hobby have you brought to us today?
Okay, Justin. I thought about this a lot in the series of days I've had to kind of prepare for this moment.
Yeah. We took you out into the woods and said hey, don't come back until you have an idea.
Yep. It was a hibernation of sorts. And I took it seriously.
Absolutely.
In honesty, and we'll probably get to this a little bit later on, in honesty, my biggest hobby is probably doing improv here in Columbus, here at the Nest Theater.
Absolutely.
The truth is that I get to talk about it a lot because I just naturally talk about it a lot. And also there's this thing I'm about to start that we'll talk about at the end that is going to allow me to talk about it even more. So I didn't want to come and just talk about improv because we could do that outside of here. And, so I have something else. And if you will just come on a little journey with me. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Just guide me along. Because honestly, when you're talking to me, it's improv's really the main thing. And it's a lot of us, I feel with the context of where we're at. So we're filming at the Nest Theater. This is improv theater. There's mainly improv, but there's also stand-up, sometimes sketch, and all this kind of stuff. So it's a lot of comedy stuff. So if every single person that I knew that from improv came and talked about improv, it might not be the most exciting podcast. But I do think that a lot of people don't really know too much about it, or what they do know is very limited.
Yeah, what they do know is whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, it's whose line is it anyway?
Questions only.
Yeah, exactly. And they kind of want you to do that, or it's like when you talk to like family members, it's like, oh, one of your skits, so like
one of your sketches.
one of your sketches is like, so great. Yeah, you haven't really paid attention to too much of what I've
This has nothing to do with anything, but my boss like literally will tell me a joke and say, you should use that in your comedy. And I go, well, that's not how it works. And I told you that 3
if I just say the same thing I've already said, that's not improv.
That's called cheating.
Yeah,
that's called cheating, and we will talk about that on a later date.
Absolutely.
No, I have a hobby that I don't know that many people know that I do. There's one hint, if you look at me physically right now, that would lead you to believe that I might do this occasionally. So again, if you want, if you will join me on a small journey. You mentioned taking me out to the woods. Where we are going for this hobby is not too far from there. In fact, it is out in nature.
Okay.
I know what you see. You look at me and you see a man who goes out in nature and really is rugged and is strong.
Absolutely.
And that isn't the case, but I digress. Imagine you are outside. You are on you're in an area that has some trees. You're in an area that has some grass, and you're in an area that, smells of nature. It smells of, beautiful, sometimes you go out there in the fall and it smells like leaves.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been to Rainforest Cafe.
Sometimes you go out. Sometimes you go there for your birthday and they give you a free dessert. Yes. So I love Rainforest Cafe. And shout out Niagara Falls. I haven't been there in a long time.
Wow. Yeah. Was that the real thing? That felt like genuine. I was like, oh my God, who did they throw somebody off Niagara Falls and that's all you can remember?
No, yeah, it scarred me for life. Where
does the water keep coming from? Where does it go?
Well, it comes from the Great Lakes.
Oh,
Justin, if you want to get into a geography, by the way, geography legitimately was something I considered, but I didn't want to hawk Google Maps for the entire 30 minutes that we're going to be
doing. It's like, when you go here, road 53 is
it's more like I'm the kind of guy that if I see something on a map, if I've been there, I can do it again. And if I'm bored, I would just sit there and stare at Google Maps.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have been Apple Maps, could have been MapQuest.
Could have been Bing Maps.
Bing Maps.
But it isn't. Yeah. It isn't Bing Maps. It never will be.
If Bing thought if you're Bing, please comment below. And say how you feel.
You try to get them on board.
I'm trying to get them on board. I'm trying to get Bing on board.
Yeah, we all are.
Well, ever since I got Ask Jeeves keeps hanging up on me. So. Yeah.
Ask Jeeves retired. That's the thing. He's no longer in the biz.
But I thought I could maybe pull him out one last time. Yep. Like how Jim Carrey said he was retiring from.
And he came back and he did
Sonic. Yeah,
Sonic. Right.
Well, the Oscar award-winning Sonic, and I was like, hey, to each of their own.
Shout out to Schwartz. Yeah. So, okay. Again, let's put ourselves back for a moment here.
Everybody chill.
It's early in the day, and you have just applied some sunscreen, and you take a bag out of your car because you, my friend, are about to join me for some golf.
Golf? Okay.
I, in my free time, when the weather permits, like to play golf, which is a game, not a sport.
Yeah.
It is.
Have you had many arguments about the game and sport topic?
It comes up every once in a while. And really, that's just based on, honestly, online prejudice. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I sometimes, for some reason, that's in my head every time I talk about it. It's technically not a sport. It's just a game. It's a game where you hit a very small ball into a very small hole, and you track how many times. I don't know if you know what golf is.
I do know what golf is, but I know it is good. It is good to explain it a little bit, because I think people don't always maybe that's all they know is that it's like hitting a ball into a hole. But there's the scoring system where it gets kind of confusing for people, and you definitely want a lower score. You don't want a high score.
You want the least amount of attempts that it takes for you to hit the ball with your little metal stick.
Yes.
And that's not a euphemism.
That is a euphemism. Comment if you're a euphemism.
But what I will say is that this hobby that I've chosen is challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the PGA Tour, but those guys
are tough.
They make it look easy.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty Scheffler, oh, man, he is, to be honest with you, it is the most challenging thing that I've tried to do in the last 6 years of my life. And spoiler alert, it also has helped me get better at a different thing, and that is improv. But please, if you have any questions about the hobby I brought, and I don't want to, this is your show.
This one said,
what does this one say?
Why golf? No.
Why golf?
What kind of drew you to golf? Because I think with a lot of people with golf, maybe it's like a family member. Like my dad used to play.
Yep.
My dad still plays golf all the time.
That's it.
He's never happy about it. He's never good at it.
Okay.
And it's always like, I feel like what people don't, maybe people do talk about, but I feel like there's a lot of golf is like, sometimes it's the vehicle for your socialization. Like, it's like you get to go out with some people and talk to them for like basically all day because you're just hitting balls. It's
a solid 5-hour session usually.
Yeah.
Not only can it be a social situation, and it is, but it's also like, I mean, for some people, like my dad, it's stress relief.
Yeah.
He started playing like, I don't know, back in the 90s, I think. Mm-hmm. And he is, real quick, my dad, his name is Russ Vires. He's like if Santa Claus was like an engineer and he went into robotics.
Wow.
That's kind of what he was like.
Comment if you're Russ Vires.
I don't think he will.
I'll find him.
But I bet you just walk up to him, he'll think you're me.
It's like, it's just been so
my
long.
son. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nice goatee. My dad played for a long time, and then he would always just try to get me into it. And for the longest time, I wanted like really nothing to do with the sport. I thought, like I'm sure many people do, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
If you're stuck watching golf with a family member or just like are switching through channels, I don't think you're settling on it if you have no prior knowledge or like interest in the game at all. So I was like that for like a really long time. And then the pandemic hit. And golf just happened to be, because it is technically a social distance sport.
Yeah.
You go out to the middle of nowhere to play. It's very safe.
Yeah.
You go miles outside of Columbus and it takes you a half hour to 45 minutes to get there. It's socially distant. So it was the first sport that came back. The PGA Tour came back and golf started again. And I was craving any sort of content. I think like a lot of us were.
Yeah.
And so that's when I got into golf, and my dad was like, well, do you want to learn how to play? And I was like, well, this would be something to do to kill some time. And so I started learning how to play, and let's just say that learning curve it's been steep.
It's got to be, I imagine it's got to be tough because like there's a lot of a lot of thought going into one motion.
Did you know that there are technically 17 things that you need to remember as you hit a golf ball? And that's not, I just kind of made that arbitrary number up, but it feels like that every time I say it.
There's gotta be, because like, like I don't really golf, but I've done like Top Golf and stuff like that. And you're just swinging like a maniac there. Yeah. Like, you see so many videos of people swinging and then falling into the net that they have out there.
Which is incredible.
Which is like, you have to really not have any coordination if you're going to be falling off like that.
Yeah, I could really we could just sparse in the clip right now of what we're talking about. Like, people literally swing so hard they fall forward onto the netting and get stuck.
Yeah, and when we don't have the budget for that, you imagine it and Google it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
send me $1.
Again, Google, not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor yet.
Yet.
I mean, anytime you want, comment Bing. Please comment Bing.
Yeah, so it was my dad that helped me get into it, and the pandemic too.
Yeah, like that seems like a great bond, like a bonding time.
It has been nice. Yeah, to do that. That's probably one of the only positives I can say. And that you're gonna find out here a lot about golf that I don't like. Yeah, it's a hobby, but is it really fun? Yeah.
What's not to like about it?
Okay. Let's check the clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
68 degrees.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Golf is expensive. If you want to go play a round of golf, it's probably a minimum. Let's say you have golf balls. Let's say you have all the necessary equipment in your bag. It's still like $40 to get on the course and get a golf cart. Okay. Yeah. No matter where you play, you could play at the most, dilapidated country golf course. You're still charging you $35. Okay. It's expensive. Mm-hmm. It's expensive. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I don't really I can't play like all the time because it's like an extraneous amount. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of that, you're paying money to go out there and be pretty bad at it.
Yeah. You have to kind of
you're just grinding every single time I play. I've been playing for 5 years now. And every single time I play, I get maybe like marginally better sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And And I like sometimes I question like why am I like I look at my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. on my day off.
Like, do I really want to do
this?
this?
Why am I doing this? Now, luckily, I have a good anchor. I have my dad to go hang out. Most of the time, I play with him, and it's like, okay, I can go out and I can focus on just trying to have a good time.
Yeah,
and this relates back to what we were talking about earlier, which is like, it's really hard. And sometimes I find that like, if you aren't patient and if you can get like mentally upset by something like that, then it's going to affect your entire day or it's going to affect your entire mood. And just doing it the last 5 years has taught me like a huge life lesson in just being patient and, taking it one shot at a time. And I think that applies to improv.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
here we go.
Feels
We're
like a good thing. Yeah, back's on improv. Anyways, you might be listening and you may have never heard too much about improv, but like I want to get your opinion. Like, okay, how did golf kind of influence your improv? Like, what does that really kind of make a difference?
I started seriously training and taking classes about improv. In around the same time in 2019, and I remember when I started improv at the Nest specifically. I remember walking in to my first class and thinking, I know how to do this. Yeah. Because I had watched Whose Line Is It Anyway? I had seen, I'd been to the improv meetup in Columbus a few times and I was like, okay, it's just games or it's just short form. Yeah. I had no idea what long form organic improv was. And I mean, now obviously it's a huge part of my life.
Yeah. It's like, I thought I knew the best things to do.
Totally agree with that. Obviously you know that about me. Yeah.
There's something super freeing about just living in a scene.
Yeah, and yet it took me a long time, much like golf, to get to a point where I felt comfortable and not frustrated by what was happening. Like, when I started at the Nest, I grinded quite a bit, kind of like with golf, to even get to a point where I felt semi good at doing it, and not, not like, why am I doing this? Which I think, if you're an improviser and you don't have moments where you feel that way, then, I mean, obviously you're either like super talented and you should go to Chicago or New York City and try for real there, or B, you're very lucky. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of kind of build up to stuff where you still, even like when you feel like you've done it for a while, it still feels like one set or one thing can kind of like, it's kind of screwed. Probably same thing with golf is like one shot and you're playing uphill for a game. You're hitting that off.
You're absolutely right. I mean, you can hit a good drive, which is the first shot usually of every hole, and then if you hit a bad shot on your second shot, all of a sudden you're back in the mental pit again.
Yeah, that first shot never mattered. Yeah. Didn't matter how good it was, but like now that second shot's all you think about. Now the rest of the shots are going to get worse.
And my point is, why do we do it? Why am I doing this? Yeah. And what I've realized is that if you take it one shot at a time, much like if you take improv, like I'd say maybe one set at a time, or even if you want to be like even more like, drilling down to like one scene at a time, like within a show. Like, I don't know about you, but how many times have I've done an improv scene and I've come off stage and instead of watching the next scene or maybe the next prompt to pay attention to support my teammates, I'm like, I'd been in my own head and be like, God, that was terrible. Or gosh, I directed in that scene, or God, I talked over my scene partner, or I was just myself and didn't do any character work, right? Digressing a little bit. Yeah. Why do I play golf? Because if you take it shot by shot, you can still have a good time. Yeah.
Do you feel like that applies to improv too? Like why do you like, what keeps you going every time for something like improv? Like let's say like your main hobby. What about like from like 2019 to now, why are you still here? And that's not like why are you here, old man? Yeah. It's like, what kind of keeps it exciting, keeps it interesting?
That's a great question, Justin. I think that like, I always had the mindset that I can always get better at this. Yeah. You can always get better at this. I remember after I graduated from the core classes here and after I tried to get on teams and some of my peers got onto teams before me. Like I was down for sure. But like, I think my point is that why am I still here? Because there's still work to do. Yeah. There's still improvements to be made when it comes to getting better at this. And there's still like, I I don't know, 5 years in, I still feel like I'm just kind of touching. I remember, shout out Taryn Rance for teaching here and starting this place in Columbus. I remember that in the first class I ever took, and maybe they said the same thing in yours. I remember the first class I took here. I remember one of the first things they said was people come to us after a year and go, how come I'm not good at this? How come I'm ready to go to Chicago or whatever? And they said, try 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's proven true for me personally, is that it is kind of a grind. It's an up and down kind of roller coaster. And all these vulnerable moments and more coming up in a future podcast.
Network. Yeah. Do you want to like do a little plug now?
Yeah, we can do a little plug. So Justin asked me to be on Hobbies Unlocked, and I'm really happy to be here. Yeah. I also have a podcast coming out on the Roost Podcast Network called This Ephemeral Life. Yeah. We'll be recording episodes very, very soon. And it's about what we've just been talking about. Like just being vulnerable and real with you and telling you that like, I may have been doing this for 5 or 6 years, but I still feel like I suck, or I still get in the rut, or I still, have these things that I'm working on. And I think what you're going to find is that everyone feels that way. Yeah. And hopefully it embodies people to kind of have faith. And the goal of the show is to make people remember why we love doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, let's call that the first episode right there.
You'll see.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely tune in when it comes out. Yeah. And because it is like something really important. I think that kind of helps tie into what my show is too, because the reason. Let's
get back to your show because God, I've stolen so much energy.
No, from you. You're completely fine. No, this makes sense to me because this is like you're my guest here. I'll be on every episode of my own show. That's right. So I'll be talking a lot. They're going to hear me a lot. They're going to hear a lot of just kind of maybe even the same stories. But the reason that I made this podcast, the reason I wanted to make this podcast was, I wanted the place to be kind of funny and have like an outlet to do those things. Sure. But the main thing was, and this is something I feel pretty deeply, is that there's always just kind of that thing that I know I personally love, or I enjoy this thing too much. But if you bring it up at a party, it might not be the thing that everybody else is interested in. Sure. Yeah. Like if you're
like improv.
Yeah. Like improv. So it's like, if you go to a party full of people who don't really know anything about improv, it's, maybe it's not like going to be a conversation winner. It's not going to be the most exciting thing at that moment, but this is going to be something where you can have a much more guided kind of conversation. And the people who want to know or want to hear about this stuff are going to find it. They're going to listen to it and they're going to hear about it. And it's a much more controlled environment because I want people just to see not only from myself, but like from others of like, what this actually means to them, why they talk about it. Because you don't get to really have like a side story in like a conversation at like a party where you'd be like, this is what this means to me, and have that person kind of like listen to it. But like maybe hearing about this hobby, maybe people want to check it out themselves. Maybe they just hear like just somebody's kind of connection to it. Like, for me, it's like improv was like a scary thing for me to be able to do. I originally just wanted to kind of do stand-up because that was like what was more available. Which
you're very good at, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. And that's stuff that I still work on too. But like the more and more I've done improv, because that was like readily available here in Columbus. So I was like, started taking classes at the Nest. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was going to be the thing I was going to be doing.
Here you are.
Yet here I am. And it's like, what was so nice about it? What was so freeing of it? First of all, like not to like, oh yeah, like plug the Nest all the time, but like it was a really great spot for me to get started. Mm-hmm. And one, just to have a third place. If you're familiar with the concept of a third place, so a third place is like,
no, I don't know what you mean.
So
like I've gotten plenty of bronze medals in my life.
Yeah,
plenty of 16th medals in my life, like participation trophies. Is anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not anything like that. You're not getting a bronze medal today. You're getting coal, you motherfucker.
Oh man! Oh man! Every year. No, I guess I get coal.
So the idea of a third place is like, so your first place is home.
Copy that.
Yeah. Usually, the other place that you go to is work. That's the second place. Unfortunately, and typically, most times, and just because of like how society is and just how life is that's it. You go to your first and your second place, your first and your second place, and that's your life. Mm-hmm. Third place is that place that's not work. It's not your house. It's not you by yourself in your apartment or, hanging around the same people every day. It's you actually like having that third place where you can have kind of like a release, like something that feels more like that. That's what the Nest was for me. That's what improv kind of turned into. Like,
hell yeah.
Even if I never decided to get on stage with improv, I have so many people I talk to now that are people I met through improv. Yeah. Which is kind of a crazy thing because it was like something that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stick around.
Yeah.
Like,
if those fleeting moments of like, this is not for me and this is not. Yeah. I mean, listen, I did too.
Absolutely. Like, what was like when you were kind of going through like the beginnings of it, was there ever a point where you were like, this, maybe I'll back out of it. Like, this was fun for a little bit, but it's too nerve wracking every time I show up.
I got really lucky when it comes to when I started. And there's actually an interesting story with that. I didn't know about the theater. I didn't know about improv training at Columbus at all. When I turned 30, it was December of 2018. I know that's aging me. Yeah. I don't care.
It's okay.
It's a number. Okay.
Who's the? You stop making fun of him. Who's making?
I'm gonna be 37. I'm so old.
Comment. Comment old. Comment. Please comment if you're being.
Get younger guests on.
Get younger. Yeah.
Bring in younger content makers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were trying to bring in some TikTokers.
That's fun to say. A content maker.
A content maker.
I don't really feel like that's what I do, but every time you get on stage, that's technically what we're doing.
Yeah, you're making content. It's for others, but it's the thing that's about this. It's for you too.
It's for us as well. It's for the individual person, definitely, in whatever way that you need it. Yeah. Right, and that can change as you go along. Like, again, I turned 30, and speaking of stand up, I had always wanted to try stand up. Yeah, that's something that I don't think a lot of people know about me because you don't see me at the open mics very often. I can't write. I'm much better at responding. I'm much better at improvising or crowd work, maybe. I love the idea of a show. Like, I don't know if you've ever done a show like this, but I love the idea of a show where it's like improv or jokes on the spot. Yeah. Like maybe you get a topic.
There's a couple of people who do stuff like that too.
I love that because it kind of mixes both forms together. So I wanted to try stand-up again. So when I turned 30, I wrote like about 5 minutes of material. And I went and did an open mic at Rest in Peace, The Shrunken Head.
That was gone by the time I started.
Yeah.
But
it used to be Monday nights.
All the stand-ups in the city who were around during that time talk about that. They love that place.
I used to go and just sit and watch it and be like, that seems fun. And I think, like, if you know me, if you've heard me talk about prov or performing, like, I just love the endorphin release of being on stage. I think that's something that if people don't realize that's something that is fueling getting on stage in the first place.
It feels pretty good when you're on all the spots are hitting.
Absolutely. And like you get this weird rush. I don't know about you. I get this weird rush when I get off. I'm like, and I'm up until 3 a.m, no matter what. Now it could be the caffeine.
It's probably the caffeine. There's so many improvisers and stand-ups that I know that are like down in a Red Bull. And it's like 9 p.m.
You have to though.
Yeah, just to get through it.
Sometimes you have to. If you've worked all day, like today is a good example. I have something with me now. I'm no sponsors, so I'm not going to.
Bing energy drink. Bing, please comment. I don't think
it would be funny.
There's a Bang energy drink, but not
Bing
not a
finally best Bing. Google, but it's in the energy drink game.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like the blue raspberry Bing.
Yeah. The blue raspberry Bing's great because it sends you like your search results about a few minutes later.
Yeah, not only that, but it's you can turn on the it'll only show you websites that are blue.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
So you were saying you weren't a writer?
Yeah, dude. I was saying. No, I'm not. Not at all. Barely an improviser. And so I got up on stage at the Shrunken Head, and I did 5 minutes, and it went okay. I guess. And my friend was like, "Hey, I saw this is really cool. I'm taking improv classes in the Nest starting in January. Yeah, you should sign up. This would be really cool. We're friends. Like we could do this together." I'm like, okay, that sounds crazy. I've never seen this theater before, but that would be awesome. I've been looking I'd been looking to get into it. I think in my brain just wasn't forcing me to until an opportunity presented itself. Yeah, I signed up, and the January class was full. And
I thought you were about to say January 6th. I was like, this is taking a turn.
The date was January 7th, not January 6th. thankfully. Not that would have mattered in 2019.
A couple years early.
I signed up for the next class, which would have started in March, and I emailed Rance Rizzuto, and I said, Rance, I would love to start with my buddy. He's in the January class. Can you let me know if someone falls out? And he literally emailed me a few days later and said the spot opened up, and I joined. And I mean, the people that I got to take improv with, you know these names.
Yeah.
Katie Ross, Matt Schwartz, Dodie McDowell, Chris Armstrong, Alex Stanton. I'm sure there are a couple others.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Just Brandon.
I had a couple other people.
Yeah.
So I got really lucky, and I didn't really have. We would get together after class. And have a drink.
That's a solid group. Yeah.
I mean,
for context, a lot of those names are people who perform regularly here at the Nest Theater.
Some of them teach here.
Some of them are teaching classes now. Kind of you guys all started at that era.
Got really lucky, and like I said, to answer your question very long-windedly, I didn't really have a moment where I wanted to step back because I had people around me that were like, "This is
still
fun.
doing it. Yeah,
you're a great person. I thought everyone else was really nice too." So. Yeah, we busted through those 4 levels, mostly as a group, and got to graduate before the pandemic when improv went onto Zoom. And
tell me, and this is just me being curious now.
Please,
tell me about that switch because I can't imagine so for context. For people who haven't taken these classes before or anything like that too. At least the structure, I don't know if they've changed anything. I'm pretty sure the structure is still, after the 4th level is when you have a live show.
A graduation show.
That you'll do. And then after that, then it's like you're graduated. So it's on to performing and trying to get onto other teams and doing other of the various competition shows that happen.
Definitely those. Because that's how, Cage Match was how, the indie team, I think that format is still around. If you're taking classes and watching this, stick with who you're taking classes with, and then do an indie show. Do Cage Match, make up a cool team name, and then see how you do. And that'll allow you to keep getting better past graduation. Go ahead.
But I was going to say, but for you guys finish up, and then
we had a grad show. We had a grad show. We had a couple of indie teams that we got to do a couple. Shows into the new year. I got to do my first shows with Al Stanton as a duo.
Oh, yeah.
The first Heavenly Brothers show was in January 2020.
Wow.
It was really great.
And you're like, everything's going up from here.
You think we're okay to improv now? We were not good then. He would probably disagree, but
yeah. Well, you guys, you shut the world down with it.
We did. It was our fault.
Yeah.
So I remember we had a show about 3 weeks before the shutdown. And I remember half the team that I was on, Sad Pizza Party, we were not feeling good. I was gargling hot salt water to talk. And
Jesus Christ.
I ended up having the worst flu of my adult life. I don't know if it was COVID or not.
Probably was, but we didn't know enough then.
Exactly, right? So, okay, the world shuts down. And we start doing improv on Zoom. And what was that like? Let's imagine we're in a scene right now. You and I have done improv scenes before. Let's imagine we're in a scene right now. What is the most important thing that we need to do to start and to make a scene work? Take a guess.
Eye contact, listening.
Oh, yes. That would be numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And number 1, first of all, if you're looking at a laptop screen, if you're looking at the screen,
you can't make full eye contact with
it would be like me looking at your right shoulder and going, oh, yeah, yes, and. And it's impossible to do that. Not to mention, in order to sweep a scene, in order to get to jump into a scene or tag, you had to shut your screen off and on.
Mm-hmm. Who, not in a negative way, but who was watching at that time?
You know what? I had people watch, and
because that's a little bit of the bonus is that there's people
wanted to do a lot of stuff.
People needed something to do.
Captive audiences were a thing. Not great. Not great compared to the real thing. It was was a sight for sore eyes when they opened up the space and we were able to get back to it afterwards. But no, gosh, I could tell you individual stories about Zoom shows. Not getting into details, but what I will say is I've had plenty of Zoom shows or practices where I would get off from doing something and I would hit mute and I would hit my screen off, and I would yell an expletive and get up, and I'd have to like walk around my apartment.
Just a release.
Just because it was like trying to do it in a different, trying to do it in a different language because the technology was a barrier.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Soon in the future,
yeah.
we'll have VR.
Yeah.
Everyone will have VR goggles. This is great. This is an idea I'm having now.
Bing will put out VR goggles.
Bing will introduce the first VR goggles that will allow you to yes and anyone in the world. And we hope that it's the beginning of an improv revolution.
Yeah.
I mean,
one could say you're improvising all the time.
One will say that, and soon we all will.
Yeah. You all yes and, you hear?
Yeah. So no, that Zoomprov is not fun. I mean, taking it back to golf for a minute, like
I was thinking a great way to bring it home.
Okay, I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I play golf with my dad, and I love him very much. Yeah. I'm lucky that I get to do it with him, and he's one of the main reasons that I get up in the morning and go on my off days and do it, because I know these times with him are priceless. Yeah. I've been grinding and trying to get marginally better occasionally at golf every single. And by the way, oh my gosh, I should mention this. I know how terrible golf. Do you know how terrible golf courses are?
Sure.
Okay.
Explain to me like I'm dumb.
Okay, I will. So
you don't say anything different. You don't.
Golf courses are bad for the environment for a multitude of reasons. The number one being pesticides that they put into the grass to keep it nice. Yeah. Waste or water waste. Basically, they're taking water and just obviously trying to keep the grass green, and it's wasting water. They can interrupt habitats for animals and for vegetation. My point is that I know that golf courses and people that golf all the time are assholes or are taking advantage of the environment. And I play like maybe once every other week. So
you're
Don't come for me.
If this the goal of this podcast was to officially sell the hobby. Yeah, I don't think you're doing that great job.
But that was my point. My point, Justin, is like this is a hard hobby. I don't always love it. And you could say the same thing about improv. You could say the same thing about life. Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, okay.
Wrapping it up. Not to go crazy on you.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. So I play with my dad all the time, and I love playing with him. But I'll say this: he will give me a tip when I am lining up to hit a shot. Yeah. And it's maybe like 5 or 6 different things he'll kind of rotate through. Like, make sure you keep your head down. Make sure you keep your eye on the ball. Make sure you swing through. Make sure you swing with the right hand. Stuff like that. Stuff I need reminded of. And as I was getting ready for this podcast, I was thinking, like, what if that happened in improv? What if you were getting ready to go out for a scene and one of the people on your team just said, hey, make sure you pause after your reveal. Or like if someone was like, hey, don't talk over your scene. Remember, don't talk over your scene partner. Okay. Yeah. Or like, I was just like, that's what golf is like for me. It's just like someone coming up to me before I go on stage and going, hey, just be funny. Okay?
Yeah. Just like, hey, stop thinking about things. And funny.
Hey, don't direct. Yeah. Hey, don't direct. Like as if it was that easy. It's not.
Coming from a director who's telling you that.
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, I used to be the quintessential director and I didn't even know it. And we'll get into that and more.
Yeah, on your podcast.
That's right. This Ephemeral Life coming soon to a podcast listening places around you. Yeah,
absolutely. Adam, thanks for being a part of this. And trying this out. And the way you said yes, I'm like, I have to support that.
It's our motto.
Yeah, it is our motto. That's the one thing about improv. If you learned anything today, comment if you're Bing. Anyways, this has been another episode of Hobbies Unlocked. Please follow the podcast. Follow The Nest. Come check out shows at The Nest. We don't know exactly what time this is going to come out.
The Roost Podcast Network is where all these shows will be on, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is part of the Roostiverse, which I'm coining and doing everything about. So come check out all the podcasts and everything on there. Yeah. And please, we'll see you next time.
You're listening to a podcast on the Roost Nest Podcasting Network, executive produced by the Nest Theater and Comedy Arts Center. Co-founded and funded by Rance Rizzuto and Tara DiFrancisco. For more information on the Nest Theater, go to nesttheater.com. Roost Nest Podcasting Network.